Nutrimedical Report. And Michelle, you have some questions and announcements. Go right ahead.
I do. Hi. It's great to be here on this March the 18th. And I know you guys are all waiting for the big sale coming up on March the 25th. That's our Easter sale. But even though we celebrate Passover too, right, Bill?
Right, exactly.
Get a little bunny for Kelsey because she knows from all her friends that, there's chocolate to be had on Easter.
She's not a big chocolate or sweet person, though, which is good.
But she likes the chocolate bunny.
Oh, yeah. She'll like to see it, at least.
Yeah. And look at it and put it with her collection.
Yeah. I don't know if she'll eat much of it.
Anyways, we will be celebrating Passover for sure, and that's not until around the 22nd, or correct me if I'm wrong, of April. And guess everyone, you're ready for another sale, so here we go, right, Bill? We'll have the 7 for Heaven.
Yes, indeed. And I think what days does it start and finish?
It starts on March the 25th, Kelsey's birthday.
Which is a?
Good Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday. And then it'll go until midnight, Monday, the 28th.
That's good. Okay. And, of course, that's 7% off of all the regular prices and 7% off of even the sale prices.
Yes.
Plus free shipping on everything. All of our nutraceuticals, all our Nutrimeds.
Yes. That's
and
right.
I think you have a few other nutraceuticals we carry besides our regular Nutrimeds. You give a free shipping on too, is that right?
That's right. Don't forget the Cardiovasc, the Indiamines will be on there. And what else is there? We have Zeolite. No, Zeolite is on there.
There's always sales on the Silver 100.
Yeah. Well, the Silver 100 we just keep on sale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to Ken. Hey, Ken, great to talk to you this week from Georgia. You know our friend, Bill.
Uh-huh.
Ken was on a cruise with one of our Nutrimedical cruises, so it was, gosh, I love that. And actually, I'm having people ask me more than once about having another cruise. So when you're ready, let me know.
It was too much work. I do a conference where I can slide away. It's way too much work for me.
That's why we all enjoyed it. It was work for Bill, and the rest of us had fun.
I won't do that. I'll do a conference, which means we'll have a 2-day. That way, I can get away for a few hours here and there instead of just. It was a lot of work. Too much.
Well, Ken has a couple of questions. The first one is, what is the cause and solution to snoring?
Firstly, the most common cause, there's 3 points where the tongue slides backward. The second is the subglottic area where the epiglottis is. And third area is at the respiratory bronchioles in the lungs, actually, where you're getting angioedema of the bronchi or of the respiratory bronchioles. Mm-hmm. The fourth spot is a little higher up in the soft palate where the soft palate falls down. So the gold standard is CPAP or BiPAP. But there is a procedure where you can have a dentist and a biological dentist actually make a special mold that'll actually pull your Molson tongue forward. And if that's the main problem, which is 80% of the time, that's all there is, it fixes it. And you just wear the dental implants at night, and 80% of the people with obstructive apnea, it'll stop.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and I often tell people if they even have been on CPAP, and they should see a biological dentist. They'll do a test. The most accurate test is what's called a watch pat, or an overnight oximetry test, like a sleep lab, and then they can actually determine if the dental appliance is, which they take a molding of, and you just hold it in your mouth, and it pulls your jaw forward, and you put it in at night, and boom, you don't obstruct with your tongue falling backward when you relax.
Well, that's a lot less cumbersome than those CPAP big machines that you have to strap onto your face.
Right. The usual cost is around $2,500 for the dental appliances on the average. By dental appliance, it has to be special molding and 3D X-rays and all this other stuff, ultrasounds, and the overnight testing. And then if they have to do laser, because they have to do if the soft palate's falling down and there's other issues there, then we're not talking about cutting major, but mainly tightening up the soft palate if it's a problem with obstruction, and that's usually on average about $1,800 for what's called YAG laser surgery.
And how much is CPAP machines? What, $600 or $700?
No. The average good CPAP machine is a few thousand for a good one. $1,500 to $2,000 for a CPAP
included
BiPAP.
In your health care insurance, though?
It depends if you get. Well, no, after Obamacare, it's pretty well. You get maybe a small part of the coverage, but depending on the insurance, if you get gold level insurance, which costs you a lot, you'll get most of it covered. If you have the average insurance, it's not covered.
Oh,
yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Well, no, it's thank Obama, the Abominator that desolates.
Guess what? Oh, speaking of that, I want to apologize to everyone for my son Matthew. I didn't rehearse what I'm going to say or what I'm not going to say, but suffice it to say, as I'm sitting here with Bill, he's not going back on GCN. That's for sure. He has to learn to mature a little bit and control, and besides, I don't agree with everything he says. I might agree with half. Maybe, or maybe 30% of what he says, and that's
he just got a little emotional, and I don't think he takes it seriously. But again, you have to be more mature. But anyways,
I thought of that right there. So.
He's been sufficiently punished.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
his mother. Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, Ken, yes, you have another question, and that is to ask Dr. Bill to revisit the reasons why Nutridyne and Indiamese are a 1-2 punch.
Well, first off, you're trying to resurrect your mitochondria, which is a primary reason for people aging or getting illness, is they go into a low redox state. Mm-hmm. And it kills off all the pathogens besides it resurrects your mitochondria and helps you get rid of old damaged mitochondria. And then the Indiamese raises the mineral content in the nucleoplasm in your cells to turn on your DNA. So if you take Indiamese at night, 5 drops, you'll dream like crazy. But it also stimulates your pineal gland, which is a primary clock that regulates aging and illness. So when you take Indiamese, it increases, you'll often see people with diabetes, their blood sugar becomes normalized, blood pressure drops. Anything else you're taking, like of other supplements, it's going to help it. So if you're taking our Vitamin Mineral Max Minerals Plus in our drinks, it optimizes the intracellular mineral by acting as a chaperone to bring the minerals into the cell and the nucleoplasm around the DNA.
So what is this 1-2 punch, the Nutridyne and Indiamese?
That's his term.
He's heard you say it on the air.
Yeah, well, what it is, you're trying to actually resurrect your mitochondria and you're trying to get your DNA turned on.
That's his term. You've said it on the air.
I use all kinds of terms.
I know, you don't know what you said, and then people go, what was he talking about? Well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So,
but it's,
so I guess that's
it's a way of trying to communicate it, but they're very powerful, the combination, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think you could take the Nutridyne with the Indiamese.
No, you don't. You have to take the Indiamese away from everything. You shouldn't take it within 20 minutes of vitamins, food, drink, anything.
Oh,
because it's a very powerful attractant. So in other words, it's going to attract and pull minerals into your cells and tissues. So you want to take it like just before just when you get up in the morning before you start drinking tea or coffee or having breakfast, and then you want to take it, within 20 minutes of not having anything to eat or drink at night.
Well, I don't have to worry about it because I don't take it. I just take my Nutridyne every day. I try to keep it, as everyone knows, to minimal. I pick the best, and that's it. Let's see, Bill. Michael from San Francisco Bay Area. He's interested in purchasing the Mega Muscles.
Mega Muscles is designed by one of our top doctors in our academy, and it is the most powerful amino acid combination for building up muscles, for losing weight and maintaining muscle mass, and for reversing muscle loss when you get older, or stopping cancer cachexia where you lose your muscles. But it's the best thing for maintaining, we call protein retention in your body, including your solid organs and your muscles. Well,
I had to read off all the ingredients to him because the product sheet wasn't up there, Bill.
That's coming. It's coming. I'll have the product sheet up shortly, yeah.
And he also wanted to know if stevia can cause hypoglycemia or any negative effects.
Not really, no. Our other artificial sweeteners like aspartame, Splenda, and so on will cause a rise in insulin. Stevia doesn't cause a hyperinsulinemic surge. What people, and I talked about this yesterday, the big bad thing about diabetes is not sugar at all. Sugar is a bystander. The big problem is loss of superoxide dismutase and singlet oxygen, and sugar is just the first bystander that should be grabbed by it because the good chelator grabs for singlet oxygen. Then it can cause what's called secondary, what's called glycosylation end products, and called RAGE.
So stevia, from my understanding, doesn't act like sugar anyway.
No.
It doesn't raise your blood sugar.
It doesn't raise your blood insulin. The insulin and sugar.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want insulin rise. Any sugar or carbohydrates or any diabetic drug or any artificial sweetener like aspartame.
After that one. The blog, you guys have asked for the blog. Many people have asked for a blog. So get a blog so that you can go on. It is being built as we speak. So
You're the
Olivia
blog,
didn't tell
you'll
me.
be the blog master. You'll be my.
I'll be the blog master, and it's probably going to take another couple weeks or so. I'm hoping it'll be even quicker, but it'll be a wonderful place, a forum to go on and ask about products, and I'll get Bill to do some answering on there too, to, if you have any health issues. And the biggest reason for it is people like Joanna and, again, Joe and Diane, people across the country that want to connect with each other. They want to say, maybe just down the road, and you don't know it, is someone that's a listener to the Nutrimedical report. So that's kind of cool that you can get everyone. That's my thing. I want everyone to get together.
To network, in other words.
Yeah. and just kind of become a big family through the blog, And share your opinions, of course, as well. I love that. I always want to know what everybody's thinking.
Right.
So, Bill, we'll start with the emails, starting with Scott.
Right.
And he says, "Hi, Dr. Bill. Can you suggest what I could do to cure or mitigate, reduce, mitigate." Boy, I'm telling you. No wonder I can't get the medical terms. I can't even read the regular English.
Sure you can. You're just having a malapropism attack, as they say.
No, you know me.
I have fun with Tim Alexander because he has lots of malapropisms.
You know me with words. Like I'll say something and it's not
like the
correct.
Sunni Muslims, he calls shunti. I said, no, it's not shunti, it's Sunni.
Oh, shunti. Okay, Tim.
Although they should be put down the shunt. How's that?
Tim and I have something in common.
Yeah.
Okay, Mitigate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Symptoms, of psoriasis.
Right.
Itching and redness, etc. Well, I know we can help psoriasis because we helped my brother with that. So go ahead, Bill.
Firstly, psoriasis is caused by mites. And mites, basically at night, they come out of your pores and your sebaceous glands, and your skin becomes a red light district. So they have sex and then they go back inside your things. They carry up to 200 different pathogens in their mouth parts, including mycobacteria, fungi, and nanobacteria, etc. And so they produce a strong reaction in the prickle cell layer between the dermal-epidermal junction with interleukin 27. That results in a thing called a Koebner phenomena, where you get layers of the epithelium that kind of stacks up like scales, and you end up with this. That's what the psoriatic scale you get. And if you scratch the skin, the release of the IL-27 makes you develop a local patch of psoriasis.
Oh.
So when you're trying to get rid of psoriasis, what you have to do is three things. Number one, you got to kill off the host mites. So you want to bathe in Nutridyne, and you want to put it on your skin, diluted. You want to spray with Silver 100 4 times a day as well. You want to also take orally Allicin Med, because it goes through the biofilm, will kill off the organisms in your pores, etc., and it'll kill off the mites as well as the organisms inside their little mouth parts. And then you have to turn off the cytokines. You want to use pregnenolone cream and curcumin cream on the skin after your bath. You should have probably a bath at least twice a day if you're really bad psoriasis with the Nutridyne in the water. Then I recommend that you moisturize your skin, of course, with the pregnenolone and curcumin cream over all the areas where you either have psoriasis or contact areas where you rub, like your elbows. The contact points usually are places like around your elbows or places you bump, because that's where you're going to get a psoriatic patch breakout. Then you want to turn off the inflammatory reaction. So you want to take Inflamex and Cell Defense orally to turn off the inflammatory reaction, and start off with Aller Block, which is an antihistamine. And if necessary, go up to Allergon and Cell Defense, because it's.
Gee, Bill, that's too much stuff.
Cell detox. No,
it's too much stuff. Because I can tell you with my.
Well, a lot of people will start off with just the first few things. Will work just the Nutridyne and the others and the topicals
and the Inflamex.
And the Inflamex, yeah. But if it's really bad and you have a lot of cytokines, because you can actually measure their blood levels of histamines and other cytokines are high, you have to use the Cell Detox Glutathione, Cell Defense, and the Allergon.
But the simple one to start off with.
Yeah, start off with that for a month, and then if it doesn't settle it down completely, then you add the second layer.
And start off with, what was it specifically? Nutridyne,
Inflamex, pregnenolone, and curcumin cream. Then the next phase is Allergon, Cell Detox Glutathione.
Because I thought it was interesting how the Nutridyne just killed the mites.
Oh yeah, it'll kill it. Oh yeah, that's why I take a bath every morning.
That's the problem. Yeah,
I take a bath every morning with Nutridyne in my bath, and it's it
But
keeps
you don't
your
have
skin
psoriasis.
clean. No, but it keeps your skin clean from.
Oh, you just want to kill mites all over yourself.
Yeah, not only that, most people don't realize your total cytokine load from all the pathogens on your skin does affect your general health. So most people are aware of this, but a lot of the pathogens can actually affect your vascular health, inflammation that can affect your brain, or your blood vessels, or other organs.
Well, the mites that cause psoriasis, are they on everybody and just certain people have a reaction to those mites?
Yes. Some people will not react to them, and other people will. And
So if a person has psoriasis, they're actually having a reaction to the mites.
Mites and the organisms in their mouth.
But are those same mites on you and me? And they don't react?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're pretty well everywhere. In fact, most airborne mite body parts, for example, are the primary allergen in, say, pillows and bedding and so on, that causes asthma and chronic obstructive lung disease. And it's a mite allergy reaction. It produces, IgE, which is immediate, IgG, and IgA antibody responses to protect your airways. But mites are one of the biggest airborne allergen, besides the toxic chemicals and construction parts of your home, like carpets and drapes and other things like that, are outgassing chemicals. But mites are the most allergenic protein in the air, usually inside a home. And
what about the ones that are on your eyes? Is there mites right on your eyelashes?
Yeah, some people get a blepharitis where the meibomian glands along the eyelid will get inflamed, and
but it's just everybody like me sitting here right now. Do I have mites in my eyelashes?
Yeah, but the more inflamed you are, the more mites you grow. So if your body's immune system is taking care of them, they don't kind of bloom. The problem is with people that have psoriasis, their immune system isn't taking them, so they have massive populations of mites.
So
your immune system takes care of it most of the time.
Right, but they're there on everybody. In their eyebrows and their eyelashes.
That's why when you take antipathogenics, like even silver orally, you're going to go through your skin. And all of our 3 antipathogenics, Nutrimedical, the only Tesla-activated iodine, allicin med, we come from a German source of the free allicin, goes through the biofilm, and the silver 100 is the only ionic state of silver, which is the only state that kills off pathogens and stimulates stem cells. So it goes through all 3, goes through the biofilm. And then if you want to turn off the inflammation, you want to use our anti-inflammatories, Cell Defense, Inflamex. We also have seroflozyme, which is just a silkworm enzyme, because you can get inflammation can be severe enough to affect your muscles and other tissues too. Yeah.
So you can't get over the mite thing. They're going to be there.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But they grow more on people that our immune system has an immune deficiency to stop them. So they get a big.
Do anything good? Is there anything good that happens with these mites? No. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like they're just yucky.
They're one of the many organisms trying to digest us before we die.
Oh my God! Is that what eats us when we're in the grave?
Yeah, it's one of the many organisms. And the bacteria. Yeah.
Really?
There you go. Yeah.
Back to There
you go.
Oh, we're just waiting, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Deagle, I listen with great interest to your shows, and I have health issues. The first is fibromyalgia and diabetes type 2. And spiritually, I'm waiting for instructions, he says, regarding what Jesus wants me to do next. Can you help?
That's one of the things we'll just pray with him on that.
Yeah.
Firstly, diabetes, you have to understand the research from last week from UCLA came out that said that 69% of adults over age 40 are either pre-diabetic or diabetic by the current standards in California. And they're an average of the population across America and the Western world. Diabetes is caused by insulin resistance. It's stimulated by foods that raise the blood insulin level. They also result in cortisol elevation and elevation of glucagon, which makes your liver convert protein to sugar.
It seems like almost every week we get a question about diabetes.
Diabetes is increasing faster. It also is driving an increase in endothelial cell wall dysfunction.
What's the core protocol for that?
It started off with diabetoline.
Yeah.
To lower insulin resistance, 2 capsules twice a day, glycemic meal replacement and snack replacement, and leptin metabolic. Those are the first 3.
Okay, cool.
And then in terms of fibromyalgia,
fibromyalgia
basically, the most common cause is actually magnesium depletion, not only the periphery but central. So I recommend magnesium glycinate capsules.
For people like me, what is it? Fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia is you have what's called pain generators in your tissues, like ligaments and joints and so on, and you have what's called a pain projector, which is in your skin. So that's why acupuncture, acupressure, massage, and so on can help fibromyalgia a lot. the pain projectors are hypersensitive in your skin, and these are called the Langerhans complexes. If you actually biopsy the people at their acupuncture points where there's what's called a Langerhans complex, you see very high levels of cytokines, tumor necrosis factor alpha, IL-1 beta, and
I don't know what that is.
In other words, these are inflammatory molecules. So, in other words, their pain projectors are hypersensitive.
Is it like lupus, kind of?
No, let me explain.
No?
You need skin. Like when you look at a computer screen, if you are a programmer or working on a computer, if you don't have a screen, you don't know what the computer's doing, right? Well, your skin is without skin, you can't have pain. It's impossible to have pain without skin. And I first discovered this when I worked in the burn unit back in Georgia. So I realized when I did later research and found the Langerhans complex in your skin. So the first thing you do for fibromyalgia is use pregnenolone and curcumin cream in your skin, and take Brain Mag, and orally also take the magnesium glycinate. Those will start to reverse the fibromyalgia. The Inflamex is also very helpful because a lot of time there's actually increase in tissue inflammation, so you can get interfascial adhesions where you trap nerves. So Inflamex, 4 to 5 capsules twice a day. So that's the core protocol.
Okay. And with lupus, you say that's entirely different?
No, it's tied with lupus.
Symptoms are kind of like that?
Lupus, you get various antibodies against single or double-stranded DNA, and you get different stippling patterns on the anti-nuclear antibody test. And so I approach autoimmune diseases, including lupus, the same way we do cancer.
Real simpler for me, okay?
When you're
what is it? What's the difference between lupus and fibromyalgia?
Fibromyalgia is like an early epiphenomena that can occur before you get a full-blown autoimmune disease.
And lupus is a full-blown
autoimmune disease. Yeah, full-blown. Now, what happens is you approach it this way: when your tissues get hypoxic, or they stop using oxygen as well, what they do
what was that?
They get hypoxic. They get low oxygen levels.
Yeah.
They actually go into what's called anaerobic metabolism dominance. The same process occurs whether it's autoimmune disease or cancer. Now, in autoimmune disease, your cells start to manifest antigens or proteins on the surface, so the body doesn't think it's you or self. So then it develops activated lymphocytes and antibodies to attack the tissue. That's why you get anti-nuclear antibodies. You also get anti-tissue antibodies against specific tissues. So we give Maligna Rest, Maligna Block, ellagic acid, and things to modulate the immune system, like full vitamin K2 and Power C+, and we give them a ketogenic alkaline diet. Mild hyperbaric oxygen is very helpful, like that at Chambers, and the Power C is extremely important, along with the full vitamin K2, ellagic acid, and Maligna Block, because you're trying to repair the DNA or tells those cells to go through apoptosis, and we want to increase oxidative metabolism, so we give Nutriodine, mitothyroid, because most of these people are basically type 2 hypothyroidism. They're actually hypothyroid, almost all of them. And the way to tell is you measure reverse thyroid hormone. If their RT3 is high, everybody with fibromyalgia has an elevated RT3. Okay. Reverse thyroid. Everybody with autoimmune diseases has an elevated RT3. Diabetics and pre-diabetics as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's why diabetics have 6 times higher incidence of not only heart disease, but cancer and autoimmune conditions, including tendinitis, bursitis, arthritis.
Brian, in an email. Hi, Dr. Deagle. I'm emailing to see what protocol you recommend for depression, and second, what protocol for helping bad nerves. I'm 34 and I have problems keeping my hand steady. It's always lightly shaking, and sometimes my legs and abdomen as well. Thanks, and any response would be great, and God bless you. And also, he says, if I can, one more question. Do you recommend anything to help reaction time? I do MMA, and I'm having a problem reacting fast enough in the cage.
Right. The first thing is that you can get non-Parkinsonian motor disorders in various motor nuclei in the brain, like the subthalamic nuclei. And those can cause a tremor. They're basically a seizure disorder in those nuclei, so central nervous system magnesium is the most common denominator. The other is inflammation. So you want to shut down the Fenton reaction with NutriDefense. You want to turn off the brain inflammation with things like cell detox, glutathione. And you want to restore neurotransmitter levels for reaction time with Cognition Plus and Brain Power and Norival, N-O-R-I-V-I, which is acetyltyrosine, will increase muscle reaction time. But basically the most common thing is Brain Mag and Calm Mind to stop the seizures and the twitching. And then to use cell detox glutathione and the anti-inflammatories, and the other one that's really good for brain inflammation is the Mega Supreme Krill. And there's a lot of other companies trying to say their krill is good. Mega Reds is 117 micrograms, proven in independent labs. Ours is 2,000 micrograms of astaxanthin.
Okay, so keeping it kind of simple, what would you say for your top 4 core just for the tremor part? Because he's got a few problems here.
Okay, the first, the tremor would be Brain Mag and Calm Mind.
Yes.
For his nerves and depression, I would say Posinol. And for reaction time, Cognition Plus and Neurival.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. I always love it when you make it. I'm sure everyone out there does too. So, okay, that's simple. I can handle that.
Try to make it core. You see, the thing is, I often tell people take something, say 2 to 4 weeks. Call me or email back. Best is email back and say, these symptoms got better, these didn't.
Yeah.
Can you tweak it a bit? And I tweak it a bit, and then boom, all of the other symptoms
then
go away.
You can add something.
Yeah.
And then
and by the way, anybody can email. The emails are open for anyone. You don't have to be an elite customer, whatever. You've never ordered before. There's no charge for it.
No.
You can just email. And you go through the contact at Nutrimedical.com and just email it.
But the phone consults for customers.
Right. Well, no, actually, anybody can do a phone consult too.
Well,
but it's the phone call.
it.
The phone call back for our lead customers doesn't cost anything either.
Yeah.
If we have a customer that's ordered 6 times in the last year or $1,000 order, they don't have to get charged to have a phone call return. That's free also. It's the only time is if I have to spend like hours going over medical records or legal records and doing all kinds of stuff, and we arrange all that in advance so there's no surprises.
David. David from Santa Rosa Valley here in California. Dear Michelle, my 1-year-old Everly has recovered from, that's his granddaughter,
Right.
From her urinary problem. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for your help. That's a thank you to you, Bill.
Yeah.
I just found out that my 35-year-old daughter-in-law is pregnant again, and it's good for her. Congratulations. And is having her sickness at night instead of in the morning. She's breastfeeding and gets sick at night, and her last pregnancy, she had no sickness. Some say this is because it's a boy. Have you ever heard that? You're sick with a boy and you're not sick with a girl?
There's 2 reasons for this night sickness, believe it or not. One is what's called bile reflex duodenitis, where the bile comes back up. The other is what's called abnormal motility of the stomach causing air and gas trapping. So we use IBS Care tablets 3 times a day, and Gastro Heal 2 tablets chewed 4 times a day.
Hey, David, we'll cover this when we come back because we're kind of rushing it. And she's already on our prenatal vitamins.
These are not prenatal, these are different.
Something shocking just happened.
Gnarls Barkley is right on, isn't he?
Hey, we're back with David. Remember David from Santa Rosa Valley?
Right.
And he said that they already have the prenatal vitamins from Nutrimedical, but any help with the evening sickness?
Evening sickness is caused by 2 things. The high levels of progesterone during pregnancy can cause a dysmotility of the stomach and the upper small bowel, that can cause air and gas trapping and cause discomfort. The others can cause actual retrograde flow of bile into the duodenum and lower stomach. So what you do is chew 1 to 2 tablets of Gastro Heal 4 times a day, and take IBS Care, which is a slow-release form of carnitine, 3 times a day, and 1 tablet, and that usually fixes it. And the reason is that because it's caused dysmotility and often a bile reflux, duodenitis, or lower gastritis.
So how long do you think it'll take to fix it?
It works right away. You start taking it immediately will coat the stomach to stop the discomfort, and probably by the next day.
And there's nothing that, remember, she's pregnant.
There's no toxic effects. It's just zinc and carnosine and the Gastro Heal tablet. It's totally non-toxic, and the IBS Care is just carnitine. So it's zinc and carnosine to coat the stomach and protect it, whether it's bile or acid gastritis. And the IBS Care just normalizes motility activity. That's real simple.
That's cool, thanks. Next, Bill, is Tom from Texas. My name is Tom, where he's from in Texas, and my wife asked me to call you regarding some help or relief from her osteoarthritis. She is 67, and I've attached a couple of pictures for your reference. She did have arthroscopic surgery on her knee, which worked out well to keep from having a knee replacement.
Right. Well, what they do when they do arthroscopic surgery is they'll deeper the areas where it's getting rough. They'll remove debris that can calcify and act like razor blades, and they may kind of take away any, tack down, for example, the menisci, which are little bumper pads inside the knee. What you want to do is you want to make sure the knee doesn't go dry, because cartilage isn't supposed to touch cartilage. So the first thing for osteo is leptin metabolic, 1 little red tablet in the morning, because it'll stop the cytokines. The second is joint performance to help heal the joint. right?
Uh-huh.
And the third one is to take Inflamex, 4 to 5 capsules twice a day. That's the core protocol. Now, the second level, after 2 to 4 weeks, if you're not noticing significant improvement, is to add the Tendon Mender, 2 capsules twice a day, because you're already on Joint Performance, 2 capsules twice a day. Collagen Max, a capsule twice a day, and Mountain Red Velvet, 1 capsule under the tongue, twice a day to 3 times a day. And that usually will fix the problem. Topically on the hand, and you can do this in the first protocol, is to apply pregnenolone and curcumin cream over the knuckles and the hand or wherever joints are bothersome, and you'll notice that it's starting to heal because it'll turn off what's called a pain gate in the skin, which also turns off the inflammation in the tissue.
I remember our friend Joanna up there from Pennsylvania. She had the dog. Remember the Kira?
Kira, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess she's this is just a thank you because I don't know if you remember that the dog had a fungal and a secondary bacterial.
Oh yeah, we had to argue with the veterinarians all over the place because they were thinking, no, it's this, it's that, it's cancer. And I said, no, none of these things sound like cancer. So do a CT scan, and it didn't find anything. I said, I guarantee you what the dog has is a serious fungal infection, and they need to send it off for mycology analysis and find out what the subtype is. And if you give the things that I recommended, which will penetrate through the biofilm, they'll get rid of it. And guess what? That's exactly what it was.
It's just cute. Her email says that she eats the Allicin and Nutridyne in any capsule, chews them and swallows them, and then licks her bowl clean. LOL. Says she loves her meds, and then she says, much gratefulness from Kira and me. I pray Jesus continues to bless you. Well, thank you, Joanna, and blessings going your way too, and especially for
well, it's good to have a dog fan
dog.
of the Nutrimedical report. How's that?
It is. I love that. I love the fact that our Nutrimeds that
well, they work.
In
fact, we actually give Nutrimeds even to horses, cats, budgies, whatever. People don't realize the biology of other primates and even non-primates like birds. You can use a lot of our Nutrimeds safe and non-toxically to help them pull out of infections or to help them heal.
Yeah, and our Max.
Right.
He was the first one that we know of that got our Nutrimeds.
Westy, yeah.
He's our Max, and Max is what he's. Oh my goodness, he's going to be 16 this July, and he's just going strong, running around.
Yeah, is it 15 this July? He was born July
on 9/11, the year of 9/11. Remember,
right.
Because we actually brought him home, right?
Right. So he'll be 15 this July.
As 9/11 happened.
Yeah, we got him actually, I think, 3 days before 9/11.
From the breeder. Mm-hmm. Remember that? So how old is he then?
15 this July 10th. I know his birthday.
You do. Boy, you're just proving you're smarter than me. Well, guess what? That's no great feat. Good for you. Anyways, where are we here? Oh, yeah. Oh, this one, Jane from Alaska.
Uh-huh.
She's complaining about the prices of Alimed. She used to take Alimed. She calls it astronomical because it is a higher price.
No, the Alimed.
And then she said, no, but I know. But then she said, what's the difference with the Allicin meds?
Allicin med, we have the Alimed comes from Peter Jostling from the UK, and it's a potato starch source stabilizer. The Germans use a different stabilizer, and you get 200 milligrams more. And it's the German national standardized thing, so it's just the same delivery, in fact, by independent labs, but it's about half the price. So you get 200 milligrams more in the Allicin Med, and it's half the price of the Alimed. And it's from the German source. So, I tell people, why not? I use the Allicin Med because, why spend something that's much more expensive? Now, a lot of people use the Alimed because it's been used for years. It's given as a prescription in Europe. Britain, Australia, New Zealand, so only doctors can prescribe it. You can't just order it, except from people like us. When you have the medical doctor that can provide you so we ship to Australia and New Zealand, so they don't have to go to a doctor. They can just order it online with us, and we'll ship it directly to them. Otherwise, in Australia, you can get these from a doctor, but you have to get a script. And you only get Alimed and Alimax. You won't get the Allicin Med, which is more powerful, 200 milligrams more per capsule, and it's less expensive.
Yeah, so Jane, you can save a lot of money and get 90 caps with the Allicin Med. Let's see, Bill. Next, here we have Neil from Missouri. What does he say? So this is basically a protocol for hypothyroid. How much time do we have left? A few minutes here?
We got lots of time, yeah. 3 minutes.
Didn't you already? He said.
Firstly, I'll tell you what hypothyroidism is. Firstly, you want to have your TSH as low or close to zero, because thyroid-stimulating hormone itself is a carcinogen. TSH.
He goes on and says, since the summer, a new kitten became part of the household. I want to read this. I also started getting red blotches on my face and around my eyes, and sometimes my vision was affected by itching. What has helped the most is Super Silver and Allison Med. We're just talking about the Allison Med.
No, not Super Silver. It's Silver 100, not Super Silver.
So, well, I'm just reading it. Oh, yeah, we used to have that.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have lived in a basement environment over 25 years and get yearly sinus infections. So
you want to
this one's got quite a long email.
Okay, let me summarize here for you. Sinus, you want a Sinupulsolite and Nutridyne with Sinuware powder. For the topicals, when you bring in cats, you're going to get all kinds of pathogens that the cats are going to bring in that will affect your skin. We talked about the protocol earlier for psoriasis. For his other problem, what was the other first problem? Hypothyroid. You want to take mitothyroid 2 capsules in the morning, 2 afternoon. You want to take Nutridyne 10 to 15 drops twice a day. You want to take selenium cruciferate, at least 1 selenium in the morning. You want to take Vitamin Mineral Max Minerals Plus for the minerals to do the outer ring deiodination. And then what I recommend for some mitochondrial support, remember thyroid is just mitochondrial switch. You want to take mitocarnate, you want to take the VascuCare, the IBS Care, mitochondrial catalyst, and uridine, and they'll bump up your mitochondria, and take the CoQ10 ubiquinol as a reserve form for your mitochondria. Now, in terms of the thyroid, the core protocol is mitothyroid, Nutridyne, selenium, and Minerals Plus.
Eve from the UK, that's all she says, is simply, does your Neurogen contain EPA?
No. It's only algae-based DHA. EPA and DHA are in a balanced formula in the Omega Supreme Krill and the Omega Supreme. DHA is algae-based only. Docosahexaenoic acid. It helps remyelinate your brain, your back of your eye, and your retina, etc. When you want EPA DHA, you want Omega Supreme, which is very high quality, 900 milligram or Omega Supreme Krill with 2,000 micrograms of astaxanthin. Nobody else is anywhere near that.
Well, thank you, my dear. Another wonderful day, another great show. Thank you for listeing.
Thank you, sweetie.
And God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to go see Miracles from Heaven tonight with Kelsey. Is that all she ever does? Yeah, that's all I ever do. But there's been lots of wonderful Christian movies out lately.
Yeah, that'll be a good one tonight.
So what's your next
Especially when
hour?
you take our little miracle, Kelsey. She's a miracle girl.
She's our miracle baby. So God bless you, and we'll see you next week.